Welcome to the Relatable Oklahoma Realtors Podcast, the show that sets out to demystify the world of real estate. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, investor, or a realtor with years of experience, this is where real estate is discussed and explained. Join me now for our hosts, Stacy and Burl Stricker.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to our podcast. I'm Burl Stricker. This is Relatable Oklahoma Realtors.
I'm Stacy Stricker.
Hey, Stacy, and we're here with Tammy McCollom. How are you?
I'm great. How are you all?
Thank you so much for being here. We're actually sitting in your building, your restaurant in Oklahoma, Hobart, Oklahoma.
McCollom's Market.
Yes, it's beautiful. I've known you for quite a while, and your family. We're having several talks about memories and stories, and this restaurant, and I was in the restaurant business for many, many years. It's like, this is a really nice place. It really is. What in the world made you decide to do this?
Oh my goodness. Well, this is kind of how my husband and I roll. I had been saying that, I thought I might want to do catering or be in the restaurant business. And one day he picked me up for lunch and said, "You better put your big girl pants on. We just bought a store."
Awesome.
And
he didn't tell you?
Not exactly. We had talked about it and we knew this building was coming up for sale, and he was there and he said, "We did it. So here we go."
No. I tell you one thing, people that are listening, of course, would know this or may know this, but this used to be a pharmacy.
This was a pharmacy.
A staple pharmacy.
It was a pharmacy for 70 years here at 4th and Main in Hobart. The building was built in 1903. So pre-statehood. No, that's not right. Pre-Hobarthood. Yeah. Hobart became a city in 1906, I believe.
We're downtown.
We're downtown. It started out as a bank. And it was a bank for about 30 years. It changed hands several times. And then in the 30s, it became a pharmacy.
Yeah. It's, I love the location of it because it is right here down on the downtown square. And I actually used to own a business right here at this downtown square, but I love how busy it is down here. I love the fact that the Chamber of Commerce is right next door. I love the fact that one of the major banks is right across the street. Courthouse is right across the street. And you have these businesses actually two banks across the street. And so you have these businesses that are very well known that are right here in this area. I would think it'd bring a pretty good lunch crowd.
It brings a very big lunch crowd. Every day, if we were open 7 days a week, we would have a lunch crowd every single day. And, we have historically been closed on Sundays. We've done a Sunday or two, and they're also a huge success. So yes.
Now, you mentioned something that you were doing, kind of, how did you put it, where you guys...
Pop-up.
Yeah, the pop-up.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that, because really, I think that's a unique opportunity.
Well, as you all know, my circumstances have kind of changed in my career. And so it was hard for me to run this and be a principal at a school. So we kind of changed our concept and reinvented ourselves, basically. And we do a monthly pop-up is what we call it. And I just have started advertising the weekend before we're open, and we do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and we're open. We have flags that we put outside and signs we put in the windows and advertise on social media, as well as on our What's Happening in Hobart radio show with the chamber, and let folks know. And this community has been great to rally around us.
Wonderful.
And when we're open, they come.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And I think that's one of the great things about Hobart is the community gets behind the businesses and supports it.
Absolutely. And I was out yesterday, and I had folks saying, "Hey, I'm ready. When are you going to be open? We're watching." So, it was a process to kind of get people into that mindset. But once we did, and there was a few naysayers that were not happy with that, but it was what worked best for us.
Right.
And, so they've really gotten on board and been very supportive and very understanding, all of our circumstances. It's life.
Right.
And that changes, and we've just accommodated made it work and accommodated our schedules.
So if someone did want to keep this open Monday through Friday or even 7 days a week, they could be successful at that as well, because you've done that before as well.
Yes.
So you typically just did a lunch service, right?
Typically we opened early and we did coffee. We've done some breakfast items for folks, and then lunch has always been our main thing that we've focused on. We've had some few months that we tried an evening, and those work if you want to be here, you know, that much during the day. The evenings were good as well. We've had people just asking for a steak night, and you know, that great. I think it would be another possibility for this if that was something that someone was interested in.
I love that there's room to take it to another level if somebody wanted to.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So do you want to share like what the menu has been and how long have you guys owned it? Let's back up.
Well, we actually purchased the building in 2014, and we took a few years literally to renovate, and we did a total renovation. We came in with all new electric, all new plumbing, new windows. Actually, the windows on the east were not there.
Yeah.
They had been bricked up. And so in the process, we wanted to go back to that, and we found old pictures that showed what the building looked like in the beginning.
Yeah, I really love that part of it.
And so
First time I came in here, I was like, oh my gosh, those are great.
Yeah. So we went back to that, and we have the old pictures on the wall so folks can see that, and they enjoy looking at that. But then we finally opened in 2018.
And you guys did a fantastic job by keeping some of the original, like the tin roof. And I love that that's the marble floors and the old soda fountain. It's really cool.
Thank you. We tried to keep as much of the original as we could. You'll notice to the west of our building, there's a big empty space in between our building and the chamber. There was a fire, and that building burned, and so there was some things that we couldn't preserve that we had really wanted to, that had some damage. So we went back as original as possible and added bathrooms downstairs. Some folks will remember the only bathroom that was in the pharmacy was up the stairs.
Yeah.
And so we added restrooms and a new kitchen. The kitchen wasn't here, and just really wanted to make it something unique for Hobart.
Tammy, if you don't mind, you kind of hit on it a little bit. Can you just tell us, describe the theme, kind of what your theme is of the restaurant when it comes to menu, when it comes to the atmosphere, just kind of what you were thinking of when you started, looking at your menu? I know you do coffees and you do sandwiches and all those things, but just give us an idea of what you're thinking with the menu and the kind of the theme.
Well, some people know this about me, but I'm definitely an antiquer, and I love history. And so I wanted to go back with something that was historical, as well as a place that had a good vibe and a good atmosphere. And as our signage says, it's a great place to be. And that's just what I wanted, was for people to be able to come in and relax and enjoy and take in Hobart. Enjoy Hobart. Our tables are made out of the gym floor. When they renovated the gym, we bought some of the pieces, and our tables are actually pieces of the gym floor. A lot of people come in and say, I think I played basketball right here.
Right there on that one.
But I kind of modeled my menu from the old potato bar. And Judy was very, very kind and visited with me a lot before we opened about what she did in the old potato bar. And so we went with gourmet baked potatoes, and then we just kept evolving. All the kids in our family have something on the menu. Something that they came up with. The Ben's hot ham and cheese, my son Ben came up with. The Hannah's loaded potato, Hannah came up with. So all of those things our family contributed to that, and that was fun. But we just kind of kept evolving. But we have soups, sandwiches, potatoes, ice cream, and we only sell Tillamook ice cream, and then we do our specialty coffees. And Hannah was the mastermind of the coffees. She's our coffee guru. And so, and I think it's been a huge hit. In Hobart. So
coffee's a big deal.
It really is.
Coffee's a big deal. It is a big, I don't think it's ever going away.
The only bigger deal would be if we had a drive through, because that's what everybody wants. But I tell everybody, if you'll call it in, I'll bring it out to you.
Oh my gosh, that's a fantastic idea. And deliveries. But you do, sorry.
No, go ahead.
But you do catering as well.
We do catering, and that just evolved as a need, something that was needed here in Hobart. And so we started catering, and we do a lot of holiday parties around
I bet.
November, December.
Yeah.
I do several stock shows that I'm just the person that does the concession or whatever. I go to them. I can come to you, or you can come to us. We do baby showers, wedding rehearsal dinners, you name it, we've done it.
Yeah.
And so that's been a big piece also.
I think it's important, to also highlight why Hobart. Hobart is an amazing community. Really, all my kids graduated from school here in Hobart. It's a small, like under 4,000 people community, but it's a very tight knit community. But it's also kind of, I would say, a little hub in its area, meaning that you have a kind of the old school Walmart here. It's close to a lot of farming communities that are right outside of Hobart. Right. And then, they're building a casino here, and then the process of doing that. And so that's a big deal for this community. And of course, farming, that, as we talked about, is a big part of the economy here. The schools, I can't say enough about the school system here. It's a great school system for families. And so I think that being located where it is, not only in the downtown area, but also the fact that it's in this great community. The people are amazing. So I think that's important to highlight.
And what I really love about the downtown area is that the city has put back into it with the new sidewalks.
They really have.
The new street lights, the old retro street lights.
Yes. And it's not a downtown that you see empty buildings. There are businesses down here, and that says a lot, because you don't want to drive through downtown and you see it just empty, and that's not what you see here. There are they
have put a lot of effort in. I used to be on the Main Street program here in Hobart, and a part of that committee, and it's really a lot. It's not just the Main Street program, but it's part of also the chamber. They put a lot of money, as we're talking about, into this area. The courthouse, it's the old school courthouse, and they have a gazebo out there. They put some money, and a lot of events are held in this area. Whether you're obviously a parade goes right by here when you're talking about like homecoming parade, and I think that it's you don't see this in a lot of small town communities where the money has been really reinvested downtown. And you're not looking at a bunch of buildings that are all torn down. Right. And I mean, it really looks nice.
Well, and I remember when Tyler had prom down here, and then they had a graduation party down here, and it's all downtown. Yeah, it's all down here. Yeah. So if somebody wanted to expand or, do more, they could host prom or a prom dinner. Yeah. Or
and we've done that. We've had dinner for a group of kids that were going to the prom. It's really limitless. I mean, you could just keep on and keep on. And I was going to say something, Burl, when you were talking about the schools. My kids are fourth generation Hobart graduates. My grandparents, my grandparents, myself, and my kids have all graduated from Hobart. So absolutely, it's a great place. And I kind of joke about it, but it's the truth. My college roommates used to say they couldn't take me anywhere because I would know somebody, see somebody, so we can't take you anywhere without you seeing someone that you know. And I think I've always joked that all roads lead through Hobart. Yeah. And we've had so many visitors here at the store from all over the world, literally people just stopping in. A gentleman stopped in, and he was on his way from Albuquerque to Missouri, and he saw a sign on the highway promoting the museum. And when he came to Hobart, he just started exploring and ended up here, had lunch, went on to the museum. Yeah. We had some folks from Hobart, Indiana. We've had people whose last name was Hobart, and they were just checking out all the Hobarts in the United States. So just lots of stories, lots of folks, good folks. And it's a great place.
And hunters that will stay
Hunters
here.
that come to town. Of course, we have a lot. I mean, just different things bring in different people.
Yeah, I think it's kind of amazing to me. And again, if you're not from this area, just to try to describe the location, when I said it was the hub, Altus Air Force Base is 35 minutes away, and that's a larger town. But it's a lot of people live in Hobart and they work in Altus, those type of things. But and then you have Lawton, which is an hour away, which is where Fort Sill is. It's one of the largest Army bases, I believe, in the United States. It's a huge Army base there. And then you have Oklahoma City, which is absolutely not far. For us, to go into Oklahoma City is not that
That's
far.
Nothing.
It's nothing. And then you have the Texas border, which is only an hour away. So all these factors, this really places us in the center of kind of really all the activities in Western Oklahoma for sure. It's funny because you watch the news, which comes out of Oklahoma City, but you'll always see Hobart highlighted on the weather, highlighted. And it's because it is kind of the center in this area. So it's great.
And I think going back to the building here and expanding, there is a second level to this that is unfinished, and that used to be different businesses upstairs. You want to share about that? I think it's so cool.
Okay. So when this building, when they originally built this building, the upstairs was a doctor's office, a dentist office, an insurance office, and the farm bureau.
That is so cool.
And that literally upstairs, the dentist's name and phone number is still on the door that goes into that room. And the upstairs looks like when they closed the doors in the 50s, because we have a picture from Hobart's 50th birthday parade in 1951. And you can see that those offices are all up there. The windows are open. People are all around the building. And it was about the mid 50s. They literally closed the door and walked out. And nothing has been done, and it is beautiful up there.
It really is. And I think it's really neat. Burl and I always love like a multi-use property because there's just other investment. So either someone can convert that into another business or rental, like apartments. I mean, there's so many options that they could do. Even an owner could live above the business if they wanted to. There's so many options with this property. I think there's some great things that a new owner could have in store here. And when we wrap up here, Tammy and I are going to talk about a price reduction. So you'll have to go online to see that. And we're going to post some new videos.
You're just reminding me of this. And I mean this because, I told you I've been in the restaurant business. I've had several business. This is definitely a great deal, and I'm surprised that it's probably, I'm so happy that we're getting it out there and being able for people to see it, because you have the bones of something that's just really nice and really beautiful and that does a good business. But then the opportunities that we keep talking about catering and about the upstairs. I mean, there's just so many more opportunities. And when you're talking about the price is, it's really, it's great for what we're talking about.
It is. So we currently have it at $199 now. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, we're going to talk about a price reduction. So
if people want to see the property and how Stacy, what's the best way for them to find out more information?
So they can go to our website at UnitedCountryElkCity.com or UnitedCountryAltusOK.com, and then give us a call at 580-821-4804. And then we'll have it all over social media as well. That's a great property. And again, it's McCollom's Market
in Hobart, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Tammy, anything else you can think of that we might have missed?
I can't think of anything other than it is a great opportunity for someone.
So.
It is great. Tammy, thank you for
being
taking the time
to
do this.
Yep.
Thank you all.
So much.